Can this weird looking squeegee speed up your print workflow? We're gonna find out today. So this is the Dual Blade Squeegee from Action Engineering, and the concept of this squeegee is simple. It's got two blades on it, meaning you can go from a double stroke to a single stroke on your thicker inks like white. Both blades are triple durometer, the front blade being softer at a 55, 90, 55, and the second blade being a little bit stiffer at a 62, 90, 62. It also comes with countersunk hardware for easy cleaning, and a pretty cool little scraper tool to help you remove ink from this thing a hell of a lot faster than if you didn't have it. It is a 16-inch wide squeegee, and they make this thing to fit all major press brands like Rock, M&R, Anatol, Workhorse, and MHM. By using this squeegee, Action Engineering is claiming a 30% increase in production speed, sharper resolution prints, and higher opacity prints. I'm a little bit skeptical of this, but hey, that's why we're here today. We're gonna put this thing to the test and find out. So to run this test as consistently as possible, like I said, we're gonna use the same screen for every single print. We're also gonna use the same shirt. We've got 6 American Apparel 2001s loaded on here, which is the average shirt that we're printing in here every day. And we've had the ink running on the mixer for like 20 minutes so that we can have the same ink consistency and temperature for every single one of our tests. So we've got this thing set up, we're running it at a 15-degree angle, which is what they recommend to use it at. Basically, you want to set this thing up so that both the squeegee blades are touching the screen at the same time, and for us, 15 degrees is right on the money. We're going to be testing this thing heads up against the way that we normally print our white underbases, which is with a 70, 90, 70 triple durometer squeegee. These squeegee blades in here are a lot softer than that, so it's going to be interesting to see the results. We're going to be testing this for 3 things. We're going to be testing for speed, we're going to be testing for resolution, and we're going to be testing for opacity. We have a print on here that should be able to show us all 3 of those things pretty well, and we're going to eliminate as many variables as possible, so we're going to do all our tests using the same 150 mesh screen. I gotta say, I'm impressed. This thing looks really, really good. I'm seeing probably like a 10 to 20% increase in opacity compared to using 2 hits on the single blade squeegee. This could be just because we have softer blades on that dual blade squeegee, which are gonna put more ink down, but still, this looks visibly brighter. It was definitely faster. I like it. One thing we did have to do is increase the pressure pretty significantly from the single blade squeegee. Typically with the single blade squeegee, I like to run at around 40, 45 PSI, sometimes all the way down to 35, depending on how hot it is in the shop and how much the ink starts moving. But with the dual blade squeegee, we had to go all the way up to like 60, 70 PSI, which is quite a bit of a jump to get it to clear properly. But again, I think this is probably because we are using such softer blades on that squeegee compared to the 70, 90, 70 durometer that we have on the single. Other than that, when it comes to resolution, I don't see a difference between these 2 things. I think maybe if we were printing something with halftones, we might see a very, very minor increase, but again, I don't think that's gonna play a factor between the 2 squeegees. I think they're both gonna get basically the same result. But otherwise, I'm feeling pretty good about this thing, so we're gonna run it on a job for today, and then I can tell you exactly what I think about it. Pretty surprising. I had my doubts about this thing. Honestly, I thought it was kind of stupid when I saw it for the first time, but man, it proved me wrong. We saw a pretty big difference in opacity, but when it came down to the speed, that was a monstrous difference. We printed 3 shirts with each one a couple of times, and both times showed the same result. We had 30.1 seconds for the single blade squeegee hitting twice, and 15.3 seconds with the dual blade squeegee hitting it once. That is a 96% increase in speed, which is absolutely absurd. Now, when it breaks down to an entire print run, obviously there's gonna be a lot more variables involved, like how fast you can load and unload, whether or not you're double stroking your colors or not. There's a lot of stuff that goes into it. So with Action Engineering claiming that you're gonna see a 30% increase in speed and efficiency, I would say they're being conservative with that number, but I will absolutely stand by it. One other really awesome thing that I noticed about this thing while we were doing our print run with it is the level of consistency that we got. So typically when we're doing a long print run using a single squeegee and a double stroke, sometimes I have to start backing off the pressure as we get longer into the run because the shop starts getting warmer, the palettes are getting warmer, the ink is getting more and more worked in, and that double stroke will tend to kind of push the ink through the shirt rather than lay it on top. Well, when using this thing, I didn't have to touch anything. The shirt at the start of the run versus the shirt at the end of the run both looked the exact same. We had a perfect white print, and that's why I wanted to use this job to test this thing, because even though a white print seems like it's an easy thing to do, a perfect white print is actually one of the most difficult. This thing comes in at $236 to $260 US depending on what press you get it for, and honestly, I think that is more than fair for the increase in speed that you get out of it. So final opinion on this thing, I think I'm sold on it. This was a great test today. I feel good about it. So we're gonna try using this thing in the shop long term. So make sure you're following along in the vlog videos to see how things are going with it. But otherwise, I think this is something worth checking out.